So I walked him for like a half hour, and then I put him in the cage. I put him outside in his pen, you know. I put him on his lead. He wouldn't go. So I started walking away from him when he was on his lead, and he started following me. I was like, oh, now you want to go for a walk. So then I took him off the lead, and I walked him right back out to his spot, and he went. After almost an hour, man, I was ready to go. It wasn't an hour, a half hour. I was ready to go live at 7 o'clock. And I was all excited. I was like, I better take the dog outside first, you know, so he doesn't interrupt me in the middle of the show. Man, that took forever. Debbie, Teresa, Lance, Hippie Chick, hello guys and gals. How is it going? Roger, Enoch, hello. Hi guys. I'm late. I meant to start this at 7, and I got tied up with the dog. I'm going to start with a dab here. Hey, Enoch, Zach, what's up, guys? Hello, hello. Hope you guys enjoyed that interview yesterday with Frankie McDonald. Frankie MacD giving us a goddamn leg up. I gotta give him total credit for doing that for us, man, because we are so small and he is so fucking huge, and to reach down and hoist us up like that, man, just huge. And we might actually pick up. Wow, it says I have 2 viewers. We might actually pick up some more viewers because of that, you know. I have no idea what is going on with the view count, huh? It's going good. Nice morning, good vibes. I was just watching last night's show. Okay, I'm gonna refresh the chat. Let's get this dab going, huh? How about that? I saw something on Twitter I want to share with you guys. It is a really... It's a... You know they say pick your battles? Well, this is definitely one of those things that you should walk away from and not even touch if you've got people, a diverse audience, that pays attention to things you say. You know, if you do what I do and you talk to people every day, Iceman, what's up? Right on time, bro. There are certain topics of discussion that are taboo if you want to keep more people watching you. I go right into them. I always do. I don't give a fuck. That's going to be one of the topics of today's discussion. No law regarding cannabis. Cannabis isn't just for all. Cheers, everybody. Ice, cheers, brother. So glad you're here. We're good, thanks. Thanks, Richard. I don't remember last night's show at all. I think I was playing some guitar or something. Lost my voice. What is Rogan doing? Oh, no, don't touch that. What are you doing, Rogan? You looking for tomatoes? I ate them all last night, I think. Oh, we're doing good, Brad. Oh man, that's a hell of a dab. I start sweating from it. So yeah, I put you guys are not gonna like this, okay? And you might not like me after we have this discussion. And listen, I know that. It's when they say pick your battles, this is one of those things you shouldn't even talk about. But I'm gonna bring it up anyway because I think it's important that you guys know how I feel. And some of you aren't gonna like it. And some of you are gonna fucking hate me. And some of you are not gonna watch the show anymore. And I understand that. But this is what you get when you watch my show. You get to find out everything I feel about everything, and it gets it can get a little revealing and it can be uncomfortable. Hey Tao, what's up, buddy? Um yeah, I am pretty healthy, aren't I? I just went for a nice little hike with my doggy this morning. Okay, so this morning I put on Twitter and I see this. I'll pull it up for you. Now, you need to understand my history and where I come from, and where I've ended up. Okay, it would be under my... Is it under my mentions? No, it would be on my channel under tweets and replies. Oh, thank you, Tina. That's good to know. All right. You guys are not going to like my take on this, but you're going to have to sit and listen to me. And if you love me, I might actually change your mind about how you feel about it too. Okay? So just hang in there. Pay attention to what I'm going to say. It's going to sting. Okay? This is really going to sting. But like I said, I'm not very good at picking my battles. So here you go. This guy's wearing a mask. And, you might say to yourself, he's wearing a fucking swastika on his face, Nay. He's wearing a symbol of the Nazi army on his face. Hey, Nay, he's flying a flag. Right? My history. I was born to a Jewish family. By the time I was 11 years old, I stopped believing in God, but I went ahead with the hypocrisy of having my bar mitzvah at 13 anyway. And, denounced God and walked away from religion. And it took me years to do it, but I did it. I decided that Judaism or any religion was not for me. Now, as being someone that was born Jewish, a symbol like this, to someone that was born Jewish or that has Jewish family or whatever, this is it would be like putting blood in the water for great white sharks. That's supposed to be our reaction. We're sharks, and you just poured blood in our water. And now how are we going to react? Well, as Jews, it's with fear, with hate, with disgust, with anger, with rage, with sadness, with so many emotions, right? Right. And, Karsten and I had a conversation about this a few years ago. He remembers, I'm sure. And the symbol is offensive. and the symbol is hateful, and it's filled with all sorts of bad meaning behind it. No, I actually, Mitty, I feel all of that. When I see a swastika, man, ask Karsten how I feel about swastikas. I fucking hate them. I don't support swastikas. I don't fucking like this shit. But the guy's wearing a mask. He's wearing a mask. I support that. Do I support flags? No. Would I support him in wearing a mask if it had an American flag on it? Would I support him if he had a flag on it, if he was wearing a mask to prevent him from giving other people fucking COVID-19? Would I support him if he was wearing a mask with the Jewish star on it, the Star of David? Sorry about my old terminology. I'm an old man. Would I support it if he was wearing a Palestinian flag? Would I support if he was wearing a flag from the continent of Africa or from Asia or from anywhere in the world? Yes. I wouldn't give a fuck. I don't like flags. I don't support flags. But you know what I do support? I support people in wearing masks. And you know what else I support? And you're going to have to think about this one. I support free speech. And that's what this conversation is about. It's not really about masks, and it's not really about flags. It's about free speech. Now, you know I say fuck your flag, and that's my right to say fuck your flag. I say fuck your American flag, fuck your every goddamn flag. Any flag that comes in here, I say fuck your flag. Even, you know, if it's a swastika or the flag of the Nazi empire, yeah, fuck their flag too. Fuck all the flags. Fuck them all. All right? That's got really nothing to do with this conversation. You have to really think what being an American means to you. And this message is really to Americans, because I know in places like Germany, something like this is against the law. He would go to German prison. Ask Karsten. Nobody walks around Germany wearing that on their fucking face. Nobody's going to do that. Nobody's going to post a picture of it in Germany, and nobody's going to fucking get away with it. It wouldn't happen in Israel either. They don't fuck around with that shit. Do I support them in doing that? No, I don't. I don't support them in doing that. Do I hate that symbol? Yeah, I fucking hate it. I'd like to spit on that guy. Hey, man, I personally, when I see that and I see a person like that, it makes me want to do violence to them. I'm not telling you guys to go out and do violence, okay? Never. Never on this channel. But that's how that symbol makes me feel. That's me personally. And I understand that I've chosen, I have the ability to live anywhere in the world that I want. And I've chosen to live in the United States for several reasons. And one of the reasons is, here in the United States, I can say almost anything that I want. And as long as I am not telling people to go hurt other people, and let me tell you something, that flag isn't telling anybody anything. You can take that symbol however you want. That's on you. And it's on the people that decide to display it. But that's all it is. It's a fucking symbol. And if you don't like the symbol, well, then maybe you should address what free speech really is. If you don't like an American flag being burned in the United States of America, then you need to look at what free speech is and what's the meaning behind it, and maybe you should write a bill for Congress. If you don't think that someone like this should be allowed to wear a mask with a swastika on it, you can write a bill for Congress. But you know who won't write a bill for Congress to prevent somebody from wearing a fucking swastika on their face? Me. You know why? Because I believe in free speech. And you might think that I'm un-American because I support this, but guess what? If you don't support this, I'm more American than you'll ever be. And that's what free speech is in our current situation, under our current laws that both you and I, fellow American citizen, have agreed to live underneath. And I don't like this. Hey, man, I hate this more than a lot of people probably do. But I support his right to do it, and you should too, in the United States of America, because that's the law. Now, if you're Karsten and you live in Germany and you decide to live under a law that says you're not allowed to do that, that's on Karsten and that's on Germany, and that's how they choose to do it. But laws are for society to adhere to. And if you don't like the laws, then you fucking change them, or you ask to have them removed. Well, just like I want to have no law regarding cannabis. He's like, good morning, a 5.1 earthquake woke me up today. Yay. Dude, that's a shake. That's a fucking shake and a half right there. How long did it last for? So I'm going to get this fucking trash, this white trash, fucking white supremacist, white nationalist, fucking piece of garbage the fuck off my screen right now. But I just want all of you to know that I support that fucking Nazi in wearing his fucking flag on his face, because we live in America. And in America, you're allowed to do that. And when I go through that Twitter feed, it's fucking horrible. And I'm going to tell you exactly what it is. It's mostly liberals with the blue waves and the blue shit all over their names saying that that guy needs to have the shit beat out of him. You know, in their own special fucking way, their own little sideways shit so they don't get their Twitter accounts removed. And you know what my response was on Twitter to that? I'm going to read it to you. My response was, because to all the people that are trying, oh, everyone needs to find out his name. Everyone needs to out this guy. Everyone needs to fucking find out his address and his Facebook and blah, blah, blah. Oh, when people find out who he is in public. Oh, blah, 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 blah. All lefties, right? All fucking piece of shit lefties. And let me tell you what my fucking response was to these new Nazis. The lefties are like the new fucking Nazis. I said, so we're okay with free speech, but if we don't agree with it, we should put those people in danger by posting their image all over the internet. Okay, got it. I just want to make sure I'm on the same page with my fellow Americans. I need to understand free speech because I think I misunderstood it. It's incredible how quickly we forget our own fucking way of lives when we see something that offends us or we hear something that's offensive or something that we fucking disagree with. It blows my mind. Welcome to my fucking world. So I don't support goddamn Nazism, man. I don't support fucking swastikas ever. I don't support it. I don't like it. I fucking hate it. But hey, man, I have the freedom to sit here and say I hate it just as much as he has the freedom to put it on his face and wear it around. And for me, that's cool. I'm okay with that. You know why? Because it shines a light on him and it shines a light on me. And I like light. I like being in the light. I like that. And I hope that all of you, like my friend Stukes that got offended by what I was talking about, those of you that stayed and listened, I hope that I changed your mind about somebody wearing a fucking swastika or saying or doing anything that you disagree with in this country. That's what we agree to, and you should support it. You don't have to support him, but you should support his right to do it because that gives you the right to express how you feel too. And I know to everybody it's not that important. Hey, man, I don't care if people know how I fucking feel. Hey, I don't fucking care. Hey, and I don't want to know how that guy feels. Hey, I understand that sentiment. Live and let live is fucking great. But free speech ain't about live and let live. Free speech is about letting people know how the fuck you feel about shit. And hey, man, a lot of people don't want to fucking hear it. It's supposed to be live and let live. But boy, oh boy, when you look at those responses on Twitter, man, that guy has really brought a lot of hate onto himself. And, that's his choosing. And I knew when I started this conversation, I knew it was going to be a tough thing to do. It's a steep hill to fucking climb. Free speech is a hard one, man. Like I said, pick your battles. It's not the kind of battle I like to pick, but it's an important one. And those of you who agree with me or disagree with me, I just want you to know, hey, man, I appreciate your opinions. You're welcome to them. And if you disagree with me, fuck you. I can block you from my live stream all I want. But you have the right to feel however the fuck you want to feel. Okay? Life ain't a goddamn live stream. And if you want to go stand on top of a mountain and scream at the top of your lungs and do what you got to do, I support you in doing it. Until they change the fucking laws that we're all living under, man. We all live under these laws. We all agree to them. No law regarding cannabis. Cannabisism for all. My house fan is on. I'm having a hard time with the smoke rings. I don't like to talk about my smoke rings. Cheers, everybody. Karsten Reno, I love you too, brother. It's just, when I saw all of the hate coming from all these people that are going to be voting for Joe Biden, I see the exact same thing that when I see support for Donald Trump. I see a bunch of fucking crazy motherfuckers that would march in the street holding goddamn torches for their cause. Nazis will not replace us. Insert whatever fucking name you want. Everybody's fucking scared. If you guys went through that tweet and went through, I'm the only one on there fucking said anything about fucking free speech. And you know what I would love? I would love it if you guys would take what I just said and send that, or just send this video. Send it to Jimmy Dore. And send it to Graham Elwood. Send it to Lee Camp. Send it to David Pakman. And send it to Kyle Kulinski. Those 5 people. Those are the 5 people I want you guys, and I'm serious about those 5 people. Kyle Kulinski, David Pakman on Twitter, right? D. Pakman. All right? Lee Camp, Graham Elwood, and Jimmy Dore. All 5 of those guys. Send this video to them and let them listen to what I said about that, because those are the people. Those are the people, except for David Pakman, those are the people that have changed my mind about this. And David Pakman, I would love to hear what his take would be on that. Because he's going to have to agree with them. He would have to. You know, Mr. fucking 90% Jewish. I'd like to see David Pakman live and just go, dude, you're unpure. You say you're only 90% Jewish when you had your DNA test. You're unpure. You're not of the superior fucking 97% pure Jewish race. How dare you? How dare you even mention those, your degraded fucking gene pool? He said that in a video. He's like, I'm the most Jewish. That was his video. I am the most Jewish, it said. And then he went on, I watched the video. He's like, yeah, I had a DNA test. I'm 90%, European Jew or whatever. I said, no, I wrote him back. I typed a response on his YouTube. I said, bro, I said, you ain't shit. I said, I'm 97% Jewish. I was like, how dare you try to fucking claim that shit or whatever the fuck. Of course he didn't respond. That was probably the day he fucking blocked me. He went over and he's like, he watched my stream and he's like, dude, that guy didn't even say he's Jewish. Fuck that guy. I'm blocking him. He's fucking 7% more Jewish than me and he says he's not even Jewish. Fuck that guy. Dude, I swear to fuck, I think that was the title of the video. Look, I'm going to look for it right now because I can't remember. But I want to know if that was the title of his video. I'm going to go to YouTube and I'm going to type it in. You're a med, says Bama Ishomi. Right on, Bama. All right, let's type it into YouTube and see what we get. David Pakman, I am the most Jewish. Yeah, oh my God. I fucking found it. It's called DNA test confirms, : David is the most Jewish person. Let's watch it. Let's give it a thumbs down. Because he's not the most Jewish person. He's a fucking liar.
We are joined today by Dr. Blaine Bettinger, who is an intellectual property attorney as well as a genealogist specializing in DNA. Producer Pat and I have both taken DNA tests to try to ascertain our background, our ethnic background.
Dabs.
So, Dr. Bettinger, to begin with, when we take a DNA test like this, and we took the Ancestry.com DNA test, I also did an additional test from 23andMe.
I did Ancestry.
This is a saliva test.
I did Ancestry.
How do these tests, generally speaking, work? What can they tell us, and what can they not tell us?
So these tests are mainly used for two different things. The first is to give us an idea, a very high-level overview of our what's called our biogeographical ancestry, or what some people call our ethnicity ancestry. So, for example, a continental level, where what percentage of our DNA is European, African, Asian, Native American, and so on. The second thing we can learn from this is we can find our genetic matches in the database, other people who are our genetic relatives that have also taken these types of tests.
Wow, that's
and
pretty
when
cool.
You're talking about genetic relatives, as well, without giving away.
No, Laura, you got to canonicism tips for all. Cheers, everybody.
Similarities do not necessarily correlate directly with sort of a family tree match. Is that sort of accurate, or how can we think about that?
Well, actually, I would say it in the reverse. Having a genealogical match does not mean you're going to genetically match them, especially for more distant relatives. But if you have, say, a second cousin or closer that's already tested, you will match their DNA, and you'll be able to get a rough estimate of what your relationship is just based on the amount of DNA you share with them.
All right, very good. So let's start digging into the results. Let's start
Ethan
with
Klein,
David
that's
Pakman
crazy.
Show producer Patrick Ford. Pat, give us your sense of, as far as you knew, based on the stories that your family sort of had, what did you believe before taking this test was your background in terms of what these DNA tests can tell us?
So from my understanding of my genetic background, most of my ancestors came to America around the turn of the 20th century. And on my paternal side, it's mostly from the British Isles. That's what I've been told. So, of course, England, Scotland, Wales, and Ireland. And then my maternal side is split. My expectation was evenly between Lebanese and Eastern European / Polish.
And let me just tell you guys, I fucking hate David Pakman. I love Pat. Okay? Just so you guys know. Fucking David Pakman, not the kind of guy I would like to go to a bar and have a beer with. Pat, totally the kind of guy I would go have a beer with. He totally chill, fucking just not full of himself, not, not stuffy and totally real, down to earth. And David Pakman has this air of phoniness about him. I see right through it.
Okay, so Dr. Bettinger, that's Pat's understanding of his family background. Let's now dig into Pat's actual DNA.
David Pakman reminds me of a camp counselor that is puffing himself up for the kids. Hey kids, are you guys ready today? We're going to go out today on the canoes and we're going to have a canoe race. What do y'all think? It's going to be great. With that like fake enthusiasm. And in his mind, he's going, oh my God, we're doing another fucking canoe race. I can't believe this shit. Why didn't I fucking stay in school like my parents fucking told me to?
Results. What can we glean from them?
Well, first we look at, I generally start off by looking at someone's ethnicity analysis. So for example, Pat's ethnicity analysis revealed a percentage of 80% European. Mm-hmm. And there was around 20% West Asian or Middle Eastern. And wow. So that doesn't quite break down to the 50-50 that you might expect if based on solely on what we just heard from Pat, but it's close. We have this sort of Great Britain, Ireland, Eastern European breakdown of European, and then we also have this Middle Eastern, West Asian percentage as well.
Hey, it's 420.
When you saw, because when we're looking at the results here,
Unreal.
When you saw the
Nobody
Europe
does 420
East
anymore,
part, that does not really correlate with what
Unreal.
your understanding was of your background, right?
Unreal.
We're seeing
Unreal,
Great Britain and we're seeing Ireland as far as the European part.
Nobody
but
does it like that anymore,
Did you know anything about that?
I did, because my maternal grandfather I knew either came from Poland or Russia, and of course the border went back and forth over the years from there. But what it was a surprise was Italian / Greek. I had no understanding that I had any of that, and I think it says about 8 or 9% come from that area.
Okay, so Dr.
Yes.
Bettinger, this gets to sort of my next question, which is when we got these results, there are what are called high confidence and low confidence results.
Confidence
we'll
is high.
I
repeat,
very low
confidence is high.
What does that
We
really
have
mean?
inbound
Does that mean
birds
that there
coming
may be
in,
some sort of
eastbound
coincidental
from the Atlantic,
DNA
from
overlap,
6
but it
different
may not
warships.
necessarily
Confidence
represent
is high.
an
I
area of
repeat,
someone's background,
confidence
or
is high.
How valuable is that to us?
That's a really good question, and that's probably one of the most common concerns and questions about these ethnicity estimates, and that is that they're not a perfect science. It's very, very rough science, because what happens is you get your DNA and it's compared to these reference populations that are obtained from these different places. There are groups of individuals that have been tested
Cheers.
from Great Britain,
Happy
Eastern
420,
Europe,
a little
Ireland,
bit
Italy,
late. I
Greece,
apologize.
And your DNA is compared to these individuals. But if you think about it, there are very few populations today that have been in this region and isolated in any one region for thousands of years or even hundreds of years. There's been lots of intermixing, especially, for example, all along the Mediterranean. There's been plenty of mixing of populations there. From Ireland to Great Britain, lots of mixing there, all across Central Europe. And so what happens is it's hard to say that if you get a 20% Ireland,
Blah, blah, blah. Shut the fuck up.
Ireland, for example, that's a perfectly 20% Ireland. And in fact, each of these percentages have ranges, because this is analysis that's run multiple times by this company. So if you click on any of your percentages, you'll actually see a range that was along those
All right, let's now get to my results. My understanding of my family background was
okay, let's get to his results.
Quite boring in a sense. I mean, as far as I knew, I am of Ashkenazi Jewish origin. I'm not aware of any blood relatives that were anything but 100% Ashkenazi Jewish. What would not have surprised me from my results would have been if there was some Asian DNA, because in the part of Europe, Eastern Europe, where I believe my family to be from, it was not that rare to have some mixing with Asian countries. But beyond that, certainly what would have been a big surprise to me would have been, a significant African origin or something like Indian, for example. So, Dr. Bettinger, let's put my results up on the screen.
Eddie, we miss you, buddy.
Those. What are the key points of my results?
Eddie, did you see the interview with Frankie McDonald, bro? And for those of you guys who don't know, Frankie McDonald has 41,500,000 views on YouTube. 41 million views. He's got 250,000 subscribers. He's got 250,000 subscribers on YouTube. And he came onto our show yesterday. So, Eddie, did you see that interview? Let me know.
So, really, the first thing that jumps out at you is that 92% European Jewish ancestry. And I think that lines up very, very well with exactly what you were expecting to see.
Yeah.
Beyond that, if you click on your low confidence regions, for example, you do see there are some very small percentages of other places, like 2% Italy, Greece, for example, 2% Finland, and a few smaller percentages. So those may be instances of either there might be some noise there, or there could be that there have been
noise.
There's been these populations that have been introduced into your Jewish ancestry at some point in time.
Would it be accurate to say that based on the results that that we have here that we're looking at, that the only result that I received with any degree of confidence is an Ashkenazi Jewish background? Is that fair?
I think that's fair to say, yes. The confidence in that is extremely, extremely high, but the others, I would say, I wonder whether or not they're noise. And so generally what I do is I only look at the continental level. I like to look at how much European, how much African, how much Native American, how much Asian, and that's where I get the most confidence. Below that, once it starts breaking down into regions, that's where the science gets a little bit more challenging.
So overall, I have a 99% European test and 1% Africa, but when you look at that 1% in Africa, again, it's a 1% low confidence result from North Africa. Is that potentially completely meaningless here?
It is potentially meaningless, but what I know about that is the fact that it is a North African estimate. And so if you click on that, you actually see it's Africa North, which could be that upper coast of of Africa along the Mediterranean there. And so, again, there was a lot, for thousands of years, there's been a lot of travel across the Mediterranean, both back and forth across there. And so it's possible that at some point in time, there was this African introduction of DNA.
In your expert opinion, as someone who's looked at a lot of these results, am I the most Jewish person whose results you've looked at? I mean, it seems as though it's possibly just a little bit of noise and then an Ashkenazi Jewish background as I look at it.
Yeah, I have to say it's one of the most Jewish backgrounds, Jewish estimates I've ever seen. So, yes, absolutely.
Wow. So, I mean, I guess what we can gather from this is...
Now, David is so fucking excited that he's got this fucking idiot saying that he's the most Jewish person that he's ever seen, while he's at 92%, and I'm at fucking 97%, and I fucking put a goddamn chat on that video years ago, and I said, I'm more Jewish than you, I'm 97%, and he fucking ignored it. He never made a retraction. He never said, hey man, there's a guy out there, Trendy A from Trendy As Debras, he says he's 97% European Jew. So, what the fuck? David Pakman is a phony. He's a fucking liar. And what he's saying right now, I could totally fucking prove him wrong. I will fucking take a DNA test right next to him and show him he's not the most Jewish person, and he should change that fucking title because he's a fucking liar.
The story that I was sort of told growing up and based on the family tree that I put together, it does appear to be more or less accurate. There were really no surprises whatsoever here. But this doesn't rule out the possibility that one of these other minor regions at some point saw some intermarriage.
Yes, I think that's a perfect assessment, yes.
Wow. Well, I wish my results were sort of more interesting. I mean, I guess it's interesting to confirm. In your experience, how common is it that there are no surprises? In other words, we heard about the white supremacist who ended up being 14% African, for example. That video.
Shut up, David. Nobody fucking wants to hear what you have to say. You are so fucking unlikable. God, I would never have a fucking beer with you in public, bro. Never. I don't drink beer. You know, maybe a sandwich. Maybe I'd have coffee with him or something. I don't drink beer. So I scream and I yell about David Pakman. He's been a huge influence on me. So you guys, it's a love-hate relationship. I know he fucking hates me. If he's ever had any contact with me at all, he fucking hates me. I guarantee it. I called in to his show once. I talked to him on the phone on his show. You guys might know. Who could tell me what that call was about when I called into David Pakman's show? Anyone? Can it Ben from Northern California? You're on with David Pakman. What was that call about? Anybody? As I say this to you, I really don't remember right now. I'm sure it'll come back to me. It was really stupid. It was really stupid what I fucking said. I think it was something about Tulsi Gabbard or AOC or something. No law regarding cannabis. Cannabis ism for all. Cheers, everybody. Bottom of the hour. Cheers, Ice. About not using the word cannabis. Taking you with me to test drive new car. Ice! Fucking A, bro. I'm excited. We're going on a test drive, folks! With Ice. Test drive with Ice. We should just start a goddamn podcast called Test Driving with Ice, bro. And you should just go around the world test driving cars. And never buy them. And how funny would that be if people in the world were like requesting, dude, come test drive my car, dude, come, because they know that if you test drive their car, millions of your followers would see it. You're not going to buy it, but somebody else will. And bro, how awesome of a fucking podcast would that be? Test driving cars with Ice around the world. Worldwide test drive with Iceman. Pakman, most Jewish Argentinian. Well, I want one, but can't find the right one. I know, you should be podcasting that shit. Test drive it with Iceman. Hi, everybody. Wolfman Jack here. Wolfman Jack. You're watching Iceman. Wow. Hey, everyone. It's Wolfman Jack. I'll try to get his voice. Probably kill my throat to try to do it. I haven't been in the best of health. Eddie, well, fuck that shit. Get better. Stop eating sugar. If that helps, I don't know. Sugar's killing me, bro. I was looking at my stomach this morning. I was thinking, I have lost a lot of weight, and even my love handles are going away and everything. But if I would just cut the fucking sugar out of my diet, it would all probably go away. Go away, Pakman. Yeah, red meat ain't so good for you either. Avoid all the meats and all the sugars. Live off of vegetables. Saute, saute, saute. A mini jungle. Ow! 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 It sounds like he's coming out of the jungle. Please allow me to introduce myself. I'm a man of wealth and taste. I want the piano. Where's my piano? We should listen to that song. I know it's going to get me in trouble, but I want to fucking hear the piano. I want to hear the fucking piano. Hey, man, my fucking band did a fucking version of that with that drum beat at the beginning. I had them all doing it. Holy shit, man. Let me find that. Graybeard. All right. God, it does. Chenny has Dabbers doesn't come up at all. I wonder if I put Nay's Garden if it would come up. Let me put Nay's Garden instead of Trini has Dabbers. It's an old habit. Nay's Garden. Same thing. Huh. How do you find it? Go to my channel. Library. I'm gonna go to my videos. Oh, I'm on the wrong channel. Okay. That's cool. That's okay. That's okay. Okay, I can do this. I can do this. I got this. I got this. If I type in Graybeard Trendy as Dabbers, or Graybeard Nay's Garden. Well, oh, I found it. Yes! I found it! With two drummers. It doesn't say Sympathy for the Devil. It just says Graybeard with two drummers. That was the problem. It was throwing off the search. I was the algorithm. Yeah, it was cold.
I say smoke.
Fuck yeah! They call me the breeze. I keep rolling down the road. I ain't chained to nobody. I ain't carrying me no load. There ain't no change in the weather. Ain't no changes in me. There ain't no change in the weather. Ain't no changes in me. I ain't hiding from nobody. Nobody's hiding from me. Oh, ain't that the way it's supposed to be?
breeze.
Thank you guys so much. Yeah.
Hey, that was cool. That drummer.
In our hearts.
That's how we'll count this one in.
All the kids are down below.
Do this. It's like, what are you doing down there?
All right, you guys, I'm gonna go hit my neighbor's driveway again with my road grader, and I'll be back for an afternoon show. It's only gonna take me a minute to go do that. It's not a minute, but it'll take me a little bit to do it, and then I'll be back. Make a video. I just got the guys. Yeah, maybe I'll make a little video. I don't know. I'm really busy when I'm running that thing, but I'll try to be as safe as possible. I'll see you guys later. Thanks for watching the show. Interview. Oh, follow him. It'd be just running. I could just run this for you. I don't know what it would run next. It's too bad. I could play a playlist. Put it on a playlist and run a playlist for you guys of my videos. That would be cool. So you guys want to sit around and chill and watch my videos.